to my channel. This is going to be a very quick and very simple and hopefully very easy guide to Shopify SEO. Basically, this guide is going to assume that you already have a Shopify store. And if you don't, then maybe if you're thinking of building one, then this is definitely a good video to watch. This video is going to assume that you have products, okay? Product SEO is fairly simple. You just need to upload your product. You need to describe the product. You need to use as many descriptive words as possible. You need to use tags that are relevant to the product in the Shopify tag section. And you also need to have images. And the images should have a file name that is relevant to the product. Okay, so product SEO is actually very simple. I'm not going to be covering that in this video. This video is going to be talking about what to do after you have products, because with product SEO, all you do is you upload, and that's pretty much it. The other kind of things that we're going to be focusing on today, we're going to be focusing on collections. Okay, I will probably make another video about blogs. But basically, the idea with collections is that you categorize, so another word for this could be categories, you categorize your products in a specific way, okay? And this is why you need to use tags as well for your products. So let's take a look at an example here. We're just gonna open a random product, and I'll show you now what I mean by using tags. When you upload your products, probably you're going to be using a CSV. So in the CSV, in the spreadsheet, make sure that you are using tags. And the reason that you want to do this is because if I go on collections now and click on cashmere sweaters, for example, I'm probably going to be using tags here. So, okay, I'm not using tags in this particular example. But normally you would use the conditions to create the collection, okay? So what a collection actually is, it's a category of products. So this example is cashmere sweaters. So if I click here, you'll see that all of these are cashmere sweaters, cashmere sweater, cashmere sweater. They are all cashmere sweaters, okay? That's how this works. And the whole point is I'm giving SEO to this page, okay? So this page, as you can see here, it has a meta description, a meta title, it has a good, clean URL. These are all things that you should be thinking about when you're making a collection. I would normally use a collection image. I only learned about this recently, but the reason I would do that is because if I do the website on Google, site2men.it, and click on images, you'll see that these are actually, this is a collection photo, okay? And these are collection photos as well. These Black Friday designer jackets, this was an SEO genius move by me, and I would highly recommend doing this if you are setting up a store and you're going through Black Friday. Setting up a Shopify collection specifically for Black Friday, like jackets and coats, etc. That's a really, really good idea. And it's working pretty well. Unfortunately, I did it a little bit late because I was working on other things. I only just made this website. So unfortunately, I didn't actually have time to implement this properly, but next year we will be flying with Black Friday sales, I'm pretty sure, because I have some really, really good ideas to push it. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the theory behind this. So I think cashmere sweaters is a really, really good example. So we'll work with that. So what you want to do is you want to think about how to split up your products, okay? So there are your base categories, which obviously if I go on the website, there are going to be like brands here and clothing here and shoes here and accessories, etc. These are just base categories. I'm not really going to be talking about this today. This should be obvious. It's just what your products are and what they're split into, okay? But instead, what I want to talk about is these specific categories here, and these are very, very these are very good performers on Google, okay? I'm going to show you an extra special trick here as well, which is going to potentially triple your traffic if you do this properly. So if you've got a print-on-demand store, it doesn't matter if you have print-on-demand or an e-commerce store. Most likely you're going to have several products, okay? And so like a traditional e-commerce store, even a drop shipping store, This isn't really relevant, I wouldn't say, to a one product drop shipping store. I think one product drop shipping stores are more based around ads instead of organic SEO. That's more based around like a short-term strategy. Organic SEO is a very famously long-term strategy. So I'm talking about like long-term strategies in this video. So let's say you have either a print-on-demand or e-commerce store. It doesn't really matter what you're selling, but what you need to be able to do is to put things into categories, okay? So you have the base categories of, like I said before, you just have your brands, your clothing, your shoes, your accessories, but then you also need to think about all the different collections that are relevant to your niche, okay? So what's very, very relevant in the clothing niche, for example, is like very, very specific things like men's grey designer jeans, men's dark blue designer jeans, these Black Friday collections, which I think, I don't like to blow my own trumpet, but I honestly believe that was a genius idea by me, and I'm already working on, for example, Christmas things. So this is a really interesting thing that I've never really done before, but like I'm going to work on Christmas collections probably in the next week, get them already on Google, get ready for the Christmas sales. And then I'll do that every year for the important months. You always need to be making a new one. You can maybe update. So on Shopify, what I found quite interesting, I need to do more research into this, but I'm pretty sure what you could do here is you could update this page a little bit, and then you can just edit the URL and add like for next year, like 2023 at the end. And then what that will do is it will create a URL redirect from your old page, which has a lot of good SEO, to your new page, which will be more updated and more relevant. So next year, what I'll probably do is write 2023 here, and I'll add that to the URL, and that will then make like, not really a new page, but it'll update the page, and maybe that will help boost up the rankings next year, using the already established SEO that I have already made. The really good thing about this, and the reason I love this so much, is Shopify has this amazing thing. If you're paying more than, I think it's more than $29 a month, I'm not 100% sure, it comes with this thing called Translate and Adapt. And you can actually, this is actually insane. You can automatically translate into 2 different languages, and it's quite a simple process. I'll probably make videos about this to explain this in more details. But it took me about an hour and a half to add 2 completely new languages. And if you know anything about SEO, if I do site2men.it/ru/collections, after less than a week, we already have 40 collections in Russian indexed on Google. That's in Russian. Let's have a look at German. 50 collections. This isn't even product or anything else. This is just collections, okay? We have over 50 collections already on Google. And English collections, we have 97. And you got to remember, we're a .it website as well. So that's even more impressive. And total pages is really, really strong as well. 751 already, just from creating loads and loads of collections. And if I do in URL and do Friday, it's for Black Friday, you can see that this, if this had just been given a bit more time, there's potential that in the next 4 or 5 days, this will explode. I don't think it will. It doesn't seem like it's going to, but it would be so cool if this did boost to the top of Google in the last 2 or 3 days of Black Friday. And yeah, I guess I'll update you guys on that if it does. But this was just supposed to be a very, very quick description of I'm going to call them like specific collections, because there's nothing really better for Google than something that is very specific, okay? So what I did was I took all of the products we had, and I tried to think of all the different categories that I could put them into. And in the SEO, I used the word men, like male, okay? Because we only sell men's clothing. I often used like made in Italy and Italy SEO and things like that. And I used the brands that we sell as well in these collections. And yeah, I would really, really advise doing that. So for example, Okay, we have a brand, Cesare Attolini. And what I could have done is just made the /collections /Cesare Attolini. But what I did was I made /collections /Cesare Attolini shirts. And then I made another page which was suits, etc., etc. Okay, all the way down. And another thing you should do is you should have a unique image for each collection, and you should use the alt image. I'll show you where that is actually. If you click on edit here and edit image alt text, you should write, I haven't written one here, Italian best, Italian designer suits, and then save it here, and I'm going to save that as well. And overall, if you do this and you use this logic, if your titles are very descriptive, you don't really need to use tags. I will say that. It makes it a lot easier if you have tags, because you can become more kind of specific with what you want your collection to be about if you use tags. But if you just want to use titles, then that's fine as well. So most things will have the title of the product, like t-shirt, in there. So let's say you have a store and you have like you're just selling t-shirts and you have 1,000 t-shirts. You could split it into funny t-shirts, or white t-shirts, blue t-shirts, whatever it might be, like sarcastic t-shirts, etc., 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 all the way to oblivion. And the more collections you make, the more visibility you have on Google, and that's what SEO is all about. SEO is about having visibility on Google. So my advice to you guys is to make specific collections for your products on Shopify, and you will see more sales. Thanks for watching, and peace out.